All right, here we are with the Dezl OTR 1000. It's the newest offering from Garmin. My other Garmin was starting to get glitchy, and I just can't have that, so I figured I'd give this one a try, and so far it's been real good. Real rock solid, no problem. I'm going to show you a few features on this. Right now I'm a little bit east of Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I'm heading over to Morton, Illinois. So I'm going to go to my recents. Since I already plugged that address in earlier, we'll just go to the Morton Travel Center and hit go. Let that calculate.
Please drive to highlighted route.
And it'll show you what route that Garmin is suggesting for the fastest route there. We're set in car mode right now, but that's alright. It'll show some things up ahead. We'll jump out of there. So I am oversized right now and on a permit. So basically I want to go and edit the route real quick like I did on my last video. I know it's been a couple years, but you'll go to edit route at the top and shape a route, and you get the map. You can zoom in, coming straight across 80, double check Omaha, '80 on through. Get into Iowa here. Des Moines, that's correct. And if you don't want to keep sliding like this, you could zoom out. Do a quick slide that way. You could check Davenport. Okay, I know that Illinois wants me to come in on 80. Garmin says, well, it's quicker to go down 280. Well, we can't always listen to Garmin because we're on a permit route. We'll just touch 80 right about there. Let that calculate, and then take a look at it by zooming out. You can use your fingers to zoom in and out, but I find it to be more accurate just to hit the plus and minus, or you can accidentally touch an area and it wants to consider that your route, and then you're backtracking and waiting for it to calculate something that you don't want it to. So there's Morton down there. Now Garmin's saying, okay, go straight through Peoria to Morton on 74. Well, the Illinois permit wants me to come around on 474. And there it is right there. So I'll hit 474 right about there. And there we go. It zooms in pretty nice, but if you're trying to get little off-ramps and on-ramps and things like that, I do not suggest relying on it for that. Make notes and do it the old-fashioned way. Don't depend on the electronics for certain off-ramps and on-ramps and things like that, or bypassing toll roads and little skinny roads that it may not want to figure out. I do know that putting it into car mode sometimes makes things easier because the state is putting us on routes basically that a pickup truck is supposed to go down, or the sign says so, and Garmin's saying, oh no, so it's going to want to go around that. But to edit a route in, it's a lot easier just to go into car mode because we're following the route anyway. We're not depending on the Garmin to tell us about low bridges and things like that, because we already have that all mapped out, or we should. So basically we'll hit go.
Please drive to highlighted route.
That little bit of editing added 1.7 miles to the trip, which is not bad at all. And looking further at the Garmin here, you can get some information. What I like to see is the sunrise. If I was legal to run at night, that would be important, but during the day I'll tap on that information screen and see what time my sunset is. So while I'm going down the road, there it is at a glance. No big deal. Another thing that I like to see is the elevation. So I know what hills or downhills, inclines, or what I've got to deal with coming up. Because usually we're overgross and everything else, and want to know what kind of downhills we have especially. Uphills are what they are. Downhills we have to really adjust for. We can take a look at that. From where I am here, I'm basically going downhill, so to speak, or down in elevation. Right now we're at 5,778. I was up near 8,000 earlier. You could zoom in and get the contours more. But basically, I like to just get a general idea. And if you're in the mountains, you can just leave that little screen up and still get a good navigation screen there, is what I like to do. So if I'm in the hills, I'll leave that up, and it'll tell me what's going on there. Another nice little feature is the weather. You can bring the weather up. It's updating right now. Got a little bit of snow here and there. Not too much, but you can tap that screen as well and get a better overall picture of what you're dealing with across your route, depending on how far out it is. So basically I could see at a glance the next 900 miles or so what's ahead of me, so I know if I'm going to have snow on the ground or if it's going to be icy potentially or anything like that. I don't depend just on this. I use multiple weather information sources, but this is good at a glance. You could see coming up to a storm how soon it would be until you're through it, and so on. Got the traffic here. I've got no traffic here right now, but it will pop up and tell you about it, and that is handy as well. Well, that's the new Garmin 1000. That's just a few little features on there. Wanted to give you all a look at it. I know it's been a couple years since I did my last video. Had a fellow YouTuber ask me if I could do another video. So here's a quick short video. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.